name's Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC with, I would say, Crystal Reach Technology. We're about to convert that to a information site for the Black LLC technology. I am going over to my site. I had to go over and put the updates in when the product is going to be available on the 16th. Put our pictures in because I got some real nice pictures in a fully lit environment without actually all the lights are on for that. Right now we just have partial lights on this side, but lights on that side because I usually don't have those lights on in my office. That's when I have people coming over. Basically, I have to do demonstrations and stuff like that. Then I turn the light on, but most likely we have it like that. Not that it has to be, it's just I usually have my lighting that way. All right, let's go over and grab here and get this ready. I'm still got to go pop over to the post office and pick up the other, probably about, I don't know how many more boxes I'm gonna need for that thing, but I do want to put a screen there. As you can see, it's a big difference me staring at the wall altogether. All right, so let's go put this update through, put our pictures in. We like to take our pictures, but they have all our pictures connected to our videos. So somebody looks at pictures, it links to videos. They link to videos, it links to pictures, goes back and forth. Let me see. Where are you? Let's be in here. We got 90 products on this site right here. The other one's got 400 something on there. Okay, let me see. We need to figure out where the Apex Gamer is at. And we're going to be adding some gaming pictures and stuff like that. I'll be doing that later on today. Let me see. Come on. Be nice. Oh, I forgot. Wrong. I'm used to seeing, I've got two keyboards here. I'm just used to being on a different one. All right, let me see. This is only 427. 427. It's kind of crazy, ain't it? I never get used to it. Never ever get used to a screen paint. Like I never can get used to it. Like a $10 projector. I'm sitting here and I can look at this screen. It's crazy. Just never get used to it. 50 lumen projector next to a white wall. With our technology, 2 boxes coated, throw it against the wall on a 50 lumen projector. Yep, you never get used to it. But that's what I talk about at the end of the day. This is how easy my life becomes because, again, if I had to deal with anybody else's screen, I got to go through a headache at the end of the day. Got to find what projector's going to be right. I got to basically do ambient light control the environment and calibrate machines. I'm not doing all that. It's the reason why every time I go on YouTube and I try to find something that matches our stuff, it's just nothing out there. I mean, let's be frank. There's nothing out there at all, period. So if I had to be in the shoes of the customer, and that's why I try to put myself in the shoes of the customer, what would they have to go through to get a screen that looks like ours? I do the research. I see exactly how much research it takes, where they got to look, where they got to go. Eventually, they're going to end up creeping up on the certifies because, again, those are the screens that are actually pulling off in those environments. But, again, price tag all. $5,000, $20,000 screen. This is where some of my customers will contact me and say, yeah, did all this research, try to find a screen, found a gray screen wasn't going to work. White screen definitely wasn't going to work because that's what they probably started off with. And I'm pretty sure they went and did a gray screen. Most people just go over to Home Depot and make up a gray mix, paint it on the wall. They'll have it for a little while, then they realize that it's not doing anything for them, and their screen is still suffering. So they'll go looking around, and they'll bump into the high-grade certifies and find that these screens are like $5,000 screens, and they'll be like, nope, don't want to go down that road, and then they bump into us. They watch all our test demonstrations, video demonstrations, all our stuff. They go to our website, so everything's legit, everything's by the book, and they go buy from us. And the next thing you know, we post into our website. Well, yeah, I know that, because I did the research myself. First, they think it's the projector, and then they change out the projector, and they get something else, and it's not the projector, then it's this, that, and the other. Yeah, and never done that. Did it myself with the BenQ MS500. Same thing. Oh, let me get something else on here. We're watching it here. Color on this thing is unbelievable. It is freaking unbelievable. And you gotta see the reaction of people who see it in real life when they walk in here and look at this thing. They be like, "What in the world?" They touch the screen and everything. My favorite part is when they lay up against the wall. They think they lay against the wall and it can't pick up, and it does pick up. Just like a TV. That's why I'm explaining that when we have lights on here, fully lit, these screens look incredible. But if I were to turn the lights out and step in the area where most people like to do their demonstrations, this screen would murder your stuff. It would destroy it. You can't survive in our world of ambient light. We know you can't come out there. And if we go into your world and darkness, your stuff will get wrecked in there. Look at that. We got partial lighting in here. You know what these things look like in the dark? It's like a whole nother world. And again, I watch these demonstrations with people and they were high-powered, expensive projectors, and this thing can read a contrast level. It can read beautiful colors. My projector costs $10 compared to everybody else on YouTube. I'm not talking one person, everybody on YouTube versus my $10 projector. I can come in the darkness with you guys. I can wipe out your colors, wipe out your contrast levels, and my white levels are insane. I just blend right into your screen with no problem. I turn these lights on, your screen disappears. We go outside, your screen can't function out there. This technology can. So that's why I said at the end of the day, dedicated theater rooms, we can cover that with no problem. We built a dedicated theater room. I went through that whole thing and built in one. Screens don't absorb, that's the problem. And then when the projector hits it, all that white light splashes all over the environment. It's very unattractive, it really is. That's one of the things that Diamond was showing in their demonstrations where they had this white screen come over top, with their screen over top of a white screen, all that light splashing off the screen absorbed. It was gone when that black technology, or sorry, the gunmetal technology came down. We showed you all that with Mr. Mannequin. That thing is supposed to look like a TV. And if you have to go out and you, in the back of your mind, if you feel that you have to spend the money, more money for a projector, your screen's not working. You shouldn't have to do that. I saw this projector for $10 on eBay. I went out and bought it. Number one, it's $10. But just because the guy was conversation with me, he's like, well, why do you want it? Because it doesn't have, he's selling it, but he's just curious, well, I want to buy it. Who would buy this? He probably put it up there as a joke. Like, who would go pick this up at the end of the day? I'm going to go up there for $10 and that's it. Ain't nobody going to buy this. And I came in and saw it. I bought it right from the door. It has no HDMI ports on it. Not one HDMI port. Nothing on it at all. It's 2700 lumens. We got it in eco mode right now because we don't burn these things at full blast. We don't need to. Go my eco mode menu. Bum, 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 bum. Where it says standard lamp. Let's switch over here. Come down to where it says lamp mode. Hit this. It says standard. Standard and high. Now, if I were to basically hit a high right now, watch how bright the screen gets. Watch how it dims when I bring it down. We're in eco mode. Listen to the projector. High. Low. Yeah, it's in eco mode. We don't have to burn that. This is FLE technology. Screens are designed to pick up. They can read at 50 lumens with no problem. So, yeah, 27, it's an overkill for this machine. Actually, overkill for this product, for any of our FLE products. That's why the quasars can go outside at 1,000 lumens and 16 feet and read off a box. Let me get this menu out of here. He's sitting there. He's like, wow. In my spot. Look at him laying on his toys. You comfortable? Hey, Taco, you comfortable? No, he don't pay me no mind whatsoever. When he's ready to rest, he's like, yeah, my face human. I'm trying to rest over here. I love his attitude, I swear. They're like a little human. Yeah. That way, if you don't have to burn your projectors, that means your projector lamps last longer. I burn my machines 24/7. It takes forever for me to burn out a lamp. I'm more abusive to my projectors than most people. I have to leave them on by accident about a few times. One time I went to Disney World, I literally left a projector on. I literally forgot about it. But then I remember when I was coming back, I was like, that's good, it's in eco mode. How much damage did it do? So let me see. We're going to put in these new pictures. Now I'm happy they're on commercial site, and then hopefully we get on other commercial sites. This is one commercial site. We get another one, a couple other ones I'm looking at right now. Because my next stage right now is to work on these computers, but basically get one of my main projectors in and get a couple of these portable screens. I'm waiting to get my portable screens. Once I get those, I'm out the door, going over to these sites, setting up, boom. And mind you, every site we walk in is going to see this screen or other screens we're developing. Imagine what the reaction is going to be. So already, because I had this already shown off in an office building, how many office buildings we have in Allentown? There are dozens and dozens of these buildings all over the place. So we can get this stuff to fire up in here, but no problem. We can get it to fire up anywhere. Well, we knew already from the door because we did the testing already, but it's going to just bring contract money extremely fast to our front door because, again, screens can generate FLE environments. And that's why I said don't lie in your specifications, because they're going to ask you a ton of questions. And you got to be able to answer all of them truthfully, because they're going to find out. In fact, they even bring experts in. Seen that one too. All right, let's get these uploads in here. I love this right here. Our fireplace. Man, you have no idea. Before I got the boxes in here, I was sitting to set up and I was trying to figure, we're going to put screens in here, but the boxes right now, they're sufficient. They work. I'm looking at this white wall the entire time. It's horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I'm so glad to finally get the technology in here that we don't have to worry about these walls anymore. They're driving me nuts. Fire, colored. Fire. Bum, bum, bum. I think I'm about to see my menu better. Oh, my goodness. It was so horrible. So horrible. I can finally see the screen better. See, that's what I'm talking about. The contrast. Colors, yeah. That's why I warn people at the end of the day. You see this technology right here? This is a little different than the Quasar. Quasar is designed to be a home theater. The gamers are a little different because the gamers have to be amped up when it comes to their color capabilities due to the fact they're used for gaming applications. The screen will turn your stuff into a white sheet of paper. People that want to challenge this in the day, your stuff will get trashed. I mean, badly, because this screen can generate colors like on a whole crazy level. So again, yeah, I'm telling you from the door, turn your screen pale. In other words, let the dragon sit in his den and mind his own business, because that's what I like to do. Sit in the den, mind my own business. That's it. Don't go try to make a name for yourself and climb up on the side of that mountain. Because if you wake me up and I come out of that cave, I guarantee you, when I get done with your screen, nobody will touch it. Ever. So, that's why I advise people at the end of the day, mind your business. Stay down in the tavern. Tell your fake stories about conquering conquering me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I know it's not true. But if you climb up that mountain and you wake up this dragon, I'll destroy your stuff. Clean. I mean, really bad. I'll develop something in 20 minutes and wipe your stuff clean. Badly. So, again, just stay in the tavern and tell stories. Best way I can put it. Because I've had so many people climb that mountain, man, and get destroyed in the process. You cancel against my company, you got fried. You pull websites down, you got destroyed. You remove entire states, you got charcoal, shish kebab, barbecue, the whole 9 yards. Heck, might as well while you're climbing up that mountain and basically go tempt the dragon at the end of the day, just bring some barbecue sauce with you, okay? Yeah, might as well. Just douse it on yourself, stand there straight so I can basically blast you with some fire. What's that movie called? Rain of Fire? Yeah, when they found the dragon in the freaking coal mining, it'd be like that. You're just here to, when the energy put the build up in my chest, and then bam, you're gone. So I'm not trying to brag at the end of the day saying I'm better than this, that, and the other, but I know my technology at the end of the day. I know what it's designed to do. So again, you get people out there who challenge me and they want to make a name for themselves, but that's pretty interesting. Boy, I don't even know which way to go with this one when I say that, because think about it. When you got people saying we're fakes and phonies, but yet people want to challenge my technology at the end of the day and claim that my product must be good. If I got all these people challenging me, then how fake can it be if so far no one's been able to take it? 14 years, no one's been able to take it. Oh, wait. There was one. It was diamond technology. Yeah, that's what changed us in this direction. Yeah, that was a change right there. That was really freaking interesting. Right now, look at the full circle now. But anyway, yeah, when you think about it. But the real deal, my technology is unmatched. And for those of you people who don't like this, naysayers who don't like this, match it better. Get to work. That's it. That's all I got to say. Don't even bother with this stuff. This stuff will destroy you. Baby steps, the 8s, 7s, all the other ones we developed, challenge those first. 8 could literally be painted up outside. As a matter of fact, the Star Wars screen is an 8. But yeah, we get them every once in a while. They want to challenge you, want to climb the mountain. Oh well. Shish kebab. Be in there picking my teeth, trying to get the armor out. That's an interesting theory. Put it in that way. Challenge the Leviathan. Leviathan to destroy your stuff too. Leviathans, the screens of sugar plum, they absorb sunlight. They have that tech embedded into them. And good luck in going against one of them. We could take you outside at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I know you darn well don't want to be out there at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Your screen will get cooked out there. Which is a question. Not even the carbon black can even absorb sunlight. So it's good for the customers, because in the customers at the end of the day, they have an option. This is what we call leveling the playing field, which means that you're not stuck by somebody saying, well, if you can't afford a $5,000 projection screen, you're just going to stick with the mediocre paints, because that's what they usually call them. That's what the certified says, mediocre paints. So, you just deal with some grays and white screens, spend a lot of money for a projector to try to fix that problem. Or you can just save up all your money and just get one of these $3,000, $5,000 projection screens. That's pretty much what it used to be. Now, because of our technology, and that's the reason why we came in and tested against all the certified screens that show at the end of the day, you have an option now. You don't have to spend $5,000 for a screen anymore. You don't have to spend money for expensive projectors. You don't have to deal with low contrast levels and screens washing out in fully lit environments and all that other dumb nonsense. People sitting outside with white projection screens with these unbelievable, poor looking images, and they have to accept it. It's like the bag full of onions theory. You can have apples or oranges or bananas or grapes, options, or you can just basically just take it and just chew on an onion. It's nasty. It's not a satisfying taste at the end of the day. It's bitter, but you deal with it. And that's pretty much the scenario. I see the onion scenario all the time. This guy over here has got this big old white screen. I'm just looking at like onion scenario. I'm going to change that for him next summer and go over there and put a screen in his yard. Like, hey, look, check this out. Yes, it can change. And as I'm having this conversation with you right now, here we are on a $10 projector and a 50 lumen projector. Okay, let's get these pictures up here for you at the end of the day. You need to have these pictures. We get everything set up and ready to go for our customers. I'm thinking about designing a lower kit too, maybe a 32, because everything has to be in 32, the vapor lock containers, that's why. So, look at that. Look at that. Look at that on my projector. Look at the projector. Look at the projector. Look how old it is. And I can turn the lights on it and it still fires up. So imagine outside with this technology at around, I don't know, people are going to go outside at nighttime, at 7 o'clock, these things fire up nicely. 6 o'clock, they fire up nicely. Imagine that. And your neighbor looking at your screen, because he probably has a white screen. Can you imagine the backyard envy in that one at the end of the day? We got it all day. When I put up that 180-inch Star Wars screen, because man, that was hilarious. It was really hilarious, but that neighborhood was full of snobs. There's a lot of snobs in that neighborhood. I only had one person that actually I got along with, and that was a woman across the street. And she was an older woman. Her kids were not adults. We're all military, and they would come over from time to time. They were really nice, down-to-earth people. But everybody was in that neighborhood, they were all about I'm better than you, and I'm better than you, and I'm better than you, and I'm better than you. Yeah, it's funny. The house I'm renting basically is better than all two of your houses because the person who owned the property, as I said before, owned all three of those houses. And the house I was living in was his house. So my house was better than theirs. But anyway, yeah, they were jerks, man. That whole neighborhood was freaking, except for that little old lady. She was nice. But the rest of the people, they were jerks. So I'm going in the backyard. And of course, my backyard had bald spots in it when I first got there. Not anymore. No, my backyard was better looking than his. I had more green grass than mine. But yeah, anyway. So I get over there. He's got this white projection screen in the backyard. I ain't paying no mind because I don't care. And the first thing he does is walk like, "Oh, you're the new neighbor." I didn't like this guy at all, period. So I just didn't like him. He was a jerk. But anyway, he came over and said, "God, is that your girl up there? Oh, how you doing?" He's a black guy, by the way. He was like, "You got to get yourself a projection screen, man. You haven't lived until you've gotten yourself a projection screen." My ex had to get off the balcony because she almost broke out laughing like, okay, this is why I like to dress like this. When I'm around people who think they're of great importance at the end of the day, I go, yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. I don't tell them jack. I just walk off because, again, they'll figure it out sooner or later. Yeah, hummer pie is best served cold, extremely cold, frozen. But anyway, so he's talking about, yeah, you got to get the whole setup. You got to get the big screen put in. That's how you want to do it. Like, that's pretty nice, yes. And I'm not being mean to him at the end of the day. I'm just complimenting him on his setup. But he's a jerk at the end of the day because he just kept going on with it. Yeah, one day, man, you got to set it up, man. Got to save your pennies up. And you'll get one, a nice one. Now, mind you, the screen was a 90-inch screen. Okay, so I'm not paying any mind. My projectors come in and get them set up, get them ready to go. And then the screen comes in. It's a 180-inch screen. We paint it down in the basement, bring it up, and I'm putting it in. He comes out because he's always out there wondering what I'm doing. Comes out there and he goes, "So that's your screen? I got to tell you something, buddy. You're making a big mistake." I'm like, "Where's the mistake at?" He said, "You got the screen on backwards. The black side is supposed to be on the other side, and the white side is supposed to be on that side." Because, mind you, we prime these screens first. So when we prime them, right, so that they don't absorb, we prime them with light gray. And on the other end was going to be light gray, and then we paint over it. Then we have the black on the side. You got it backwards. And like, actually, no, this screen is actually the right way around. He said, "Okay, all right, buddy. I'm going to let you set it up, but I'm just trying to tell you." And that joker sat out there the entire time, basically watching me set this screen up. It was like literally the equivalent of watching someone, invade a construction yard and try to tell construction workers how to do their own job. I'm just sitting there, I'm not paying any mind. We set the projector up, get ready. Oh, he's out there. He's out there with his friends because he can't wait for the screen to fail. Man, that Star Wars screen fired up, man. That was the end of it. End of the conversation, anything. He came over to me and said, "Where did you get that from? How much are those at the end of the day?" I said, "Well, actually, I should have told you, but I make those screens. That's my company. We design projection screens. That's what I do for a living." Yeah. Man, talk about ice cold humble pie. Can't even chew that humble pie at a certain point. You gotta swallow it down because it's just one big solid brick. Lucky if you don't choke off it while it's going down. Get yourself some hot milk. Try to consume as much as you can. Chances are you probably won't have a stomach ache in the process. You're gonna feel something afterwards. And he did. I never saw a screen ever again. Never. Ever. At all. He watched that Star Wars screen fire up. He watched the dual 150s pop up. He watched the massive monster 250 come up. He was like, when he came out, he was like, "Oh my goodness, that screen's humongous. Wow, that's going to be really fantastic to watch." Then I noticed all the patio furniture from the two backyards weren't here. They were all laying up here because they were watching the big screen. But I only used the screen for demonstrations. I never really left that thing on. And besides, the mosquito factory in the backyard was freaking unreal. So no, I was never out there. I was usually on the deck watching movies because I know they couldn't see it. But yeah, that was funny as on a what, man. Two incidents like that. And the other guy, when I first moved into the place, and I had my screens in the truck and with the projector, and they had a they had a dining room table, and where the other screen was going at, because it was a dining room and the kitchen was big enough to put a dining room table in there. And I was like, well, we don't need a table. So they came in and they brought this guy, next house, I think 3 houses up and then 1 house over. He was a jerk too. He had a nice garden. He was a good landscaper, fantastic landscaper, beautiful yard and everything. But he was a jerk. He thought he was better than everybody else. And he had this big window and he had his TV in the window. So everybody can see his 80-inch TV. And he comes over and goes, hey, how you doing, neighbor? And you all do that. Why do you all do that? So how you doing, neighbor? Oh, wow. Look at the TV. Look at that. You got a beautiful wall here, man. You got to put in a TV. You got to put in a TV. I myself got myself a nice 80-inch TV. And when he said it, he looked directly at my ex when he said it. And she laughed a little bit because he didn't realize exactly what we had in the truck. Well, man, I can't wait to see you get your setup over here. You know what I mean? Don't be bothered. You know, if my TV's a little bit bigger, that's okay. You know what I mean? It's not a competition at the end of the day. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm going to crush this guy on so many levels. It's not even funny. Yeah. My screen came in. 178-inch 235.1 optimal projector where I can pick up the image on it. Man, he came in and saw that thing because they had to come in and finish checking the rest of the table. And I made sure that projecting screen and everything was set up on that day. When he came and he saw that wide screen, 20 feet wide screen in there, oh man, that was it. And the landlords were over there. They were talking about, hey, you got to look at this screen because they're all best friends. You got to look at this screen. Brought him to, this thing is huge. It's an actual movie screen. And yeah, he came in there. I had the lights off in there. That's why I wanted him to ask him to turn the lights on to try to embarrass me. Well, you know, this is a projector. Projector's nothing like a TV. You know, you can't have the lights on. Oh, really? Click. All the lights are on. Poof. Screen came on and everything. Yeah. Yeah. What size is your TV again? 80 inches? That's nice. That's a good size screen. Yeah. Good size screen. So what size is this? Oh, it's a 178-inch 235.1 full wide screen. You know, when I watch movies, it's widescreen. You have format, right? You don't do widescreen. You have a format set up, right? That's pretty cool. It's nice. That's a nice screen to have. Real nice. Well, I'll see you later. You have a good one. Yeah, he kept turning back and looking at the screen and turning back and looking at the screen. And the landlord's talking about it. They can't stop talking about the screen. Like, that's amazing. Like, I've never seen anything that big before. That is incredible. And we had the reclining chairs and all that in there. Yeah, he was triggered. You know what I mean? I was nice about the whole thing. I didn't get rude. I didn't go, in your face! In your face! What I'm going to do with that TV you got in there, buddy? That's a picture-in-picture to me at the end of the day. What would I do with that? Who would I do? What would I do? I didn't do that at the end of the day. I was very respectful. That's what I was. You know, people will be insulting to you and be respectful at the same time. You got to understand, you're in a different class of people, and that's how they act. They're braggers out there. They talk about how they got this, that, and the other. So, knowing that I had these monster screens in my possession, yeah, it bugged the daylights out of me. It really did. Can't go home to that. Go home to that. You just saw a 170-inch 235.1. That thing's wider than life. And you got to go home to your TV and look at your TV. I know how that felt because it was the same equivalence when I went over to my buddy's house and I saw Gears of War on 120-inch. I went back to a 40-inch. Even though they were duals, it was so small. Like, wow, the screen looks really tiny. Yeah. And the other funny incident, the guy walked down my driveway, which was real dangerous to do. He literally walked down my driveway. I think I got him on recording. I'm having a conversation with him. Turned out to be a real nice guy in the day, but still jerk. My system's going off. I don't have it that loud, but I keep forgetting because I'm in that cut area. Everything echoes that comes out of that yard. Literally it echoes coming out of the yard. And I had the system on. And the guy was trying to figure out where the music was coming from. He was a bit of a Karen. So he comes down the alleyway. I see the alleyway. Before he gets in the alleyway, I see the flashlight moving, but he's already in the driveway already, mind you. He just doesn't come down the hill. And the first thing he says is, "Hey, I see you down there. Is it okay if I come through? Like, you're literally on the property already. So what? Might as well." So he comes down the alleyway. He comes down. He doesn't see the screen. He doesn't know the giant screen sitting there. And when he turns the corner, he sees this massive screen. He goes, "Oh, good." I was watching a football game off of it. He's like, "Good gracious, man. This thing is unbelievable, man. Like, where did you buy this from?" I ain't telling him it was me at the end of the day. I didn't make it. I just said, I just looked around. found something nice on Amazon. Because that's literally where I got the screen from Amazon, where we coded it. And man, he goes into saying, well, I got connections. I can get just about anything I want. I'm pretty sure I can get this too. So, you got a website where you got this from? And I was like, yeah, right over here. I don't put my name on the website. If you notice, my name's not on the website. So he goes and he looks it up and he calls on the phone. He says, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get one. I said, I don't think you can get one. I really don't think you can get one. He said, but no, trust me. I got that persuasion. I got money. I can get one. All right, let's see where this goes. Calls it up. My phone goes off. And I was like, imagine that. Why is my phone ringing when you call the website? Oh, yeah. That's my technology. I made it. Bye-bye. Get out of my yard. Yeah, I told him to get the freak out of my yard. First of all, you weren't supposed to be halfway in my driveway to begin with a flashlight waving it back and forth. Because imagine if I'm basically walking, if I happen to walk by, and I carried when I was in the yard, because again, you don't know who's walking down your driveway, especially if you're out there working on something and somebody happens to see what's going on and they want to go down and whatever, God knows, I carry a gun on me. So that's what I had to have, my firearm on my side. So if I'm sitting there, while I'm looking at the screen, I can see up the driveway. But imagine if I happened to come out of the basement and I walked over and I see some guy flashing a flashlight on the side of the house, right where the door's at. What would you do at the end of the day? There you go. I think somebody's trying to break into your place because he had no business being in that driveway. Not halfway in like that. He wasn't supposed to be at all. What he should have did was he should have basically either called down there or got one of the neighbors, because all the neighbors knew me in the area. Got one of the neighbors to contact the landlord, and the landlord would have called my phone and said, hey, somebody so. I said, oh, no problem, I got it. That's it. But you don't walk down in somebody's driveway like that. So, yeah. And it's funny because as we're walking up, then he sees the firearm because it's dark down there. He sees the firearm. He said, and then first he says this, you got paperwork for that? Really? You're going to ask me that question at the end? I ain't saying nothing to him. I just went right down to what you're going to entertain you. At the end of the day, you figure it out. Bye. Yeah, get off the property. Get off. Just because you know the landlord at the end of the day and y'all all grew up together doesn't give you the right to walk up on a property anytime you want to. I literally had to have that conversation with these people at the end of the day. They felt at the end of the day, because I was renting, and some of these people did own their homes, that they had a right to walk up on my property because they knew the landlord. And I had explained to a couple, I'm like, look, man, here's the bottom line. If I'm basically in the backyard working and one of you jokers pop up, there's a good possibility one of you are going to end up in a flashing truck. Because you shouldn't do that. I would never walk down somebody's their driveway. No, that's a good way to get hurt. Nope. Other ways to do things. But that's how they were. They felt they had entitlement. They could do whatever they wanted to do. But after about a year in there, yeah, we kind of got that all straightened out. So now they would basically contact the landlord. The landlord would reach out to me. At one point, she didn't even bother with them because she said then they were jerks. She wasn't a big fan of them. Yeah, there was something else. It was like a bunch of Karens and pretty much Mr. think they better than everybody else, literally. Sometimes it does not pay to live in certain neighborhoods. I don't even know how people live in gated communities. I don't know how the freak you do it. I could never live in a gated community. It ain't gonna happen. Like, how in the world can you do that? You're paying all this rent. That's like the same thing with condos. You're paying all this rent at the end of the day to have live around a bunch of Karens? No, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not living in that crap. There's no way in the world. Someone's going to tell you that you can't put a basketball court in your backyard. You can't have a pool in your backyard. It's crazy. And if you say you went out and you got approval by the city to do this, right? They will all get together and get petitions to gang up on you to remove it. Some of them just doing it for the sake out of jealousy because they just don't want to see you have something better than them. There is no way in the world I could live in that kind of environment. Nope. No way in the world. But people do it. Some people like that whole, I don't know, suppression, whatever you want to call it, regime. I don't know what they call it, but I couldn't do that at the end of the day. I'm going to tell you something. I would tick those people off every single day. I mean, the first time somebody tells me what I can't do on my own property, oh, it is on. I will paint my house different colors just to tick them off. I'll put Christmas decorations out when Halloween I put out Christmas decorations. I'll do all kinds of stuff delivery just to mess with them. What are you gonna do? Find me? It ain't gonna happen. Now, I wouldn't blast music and all that stuff because that's disrespecting other people. At the end of the day, they probably need to get sleep, or some people may have some medical issues and stuff, and it may bother them. That's what I went through over on Havington. I got one person, actually, no, two people. It was the old lady and it was another person. Actually, it was the wife of the jerk that walked down the driveway. It was her. She was very nice, very pleasant. I couldn't believe she was married to that. She came down the driveway and she was very polite. I'm sorry. I don't mean to come down your driveway. I know I'm not just respecting. No, I do apologize. But your music, I can hear it over there. I said, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I do apologize. I'll turn it down some. And I turned it, is that okay? And she said, it's perfect. I said, okay, no problem. She was very polite, but the other guy came in. He was a complete jerk. Then later on, I saw them both together. I was like, gee whiz. He's a lucky man to have a woman that at the end of the day, they can deal with his dumb nonsense, because I couldn't deal with it for the last 5 minutes I was in having a conversation with him. He's a jerk. There's another way to act at the end of the day. You can be polite about it, to be a jerk about it. You tell me he could buy the screen if he wanted to because he got money. Hello, talking to the owner right here. I make it myself. I'm the inventor. Yeah, good luck trying to get a screen out of me and see what happens. Let me see. Where are we going at? I got to get the pictures. Get the pictures. We got 9:41, Bird. Come on, man. We got things to do. Ugh. One of the things I don't like about myself is too much talking. We got too much to do. Oh, where are we at right here? We're supposed to have the pictures. Where are they at right here? They're supposed to be under the ones. We got it in the one category. What? One category. Huh. What is number that would ever be? Isn't 0 considered to be a number? Why isn't 0 considered to be a number? It's part of the number category. Gotta look that up. You ever hear that song, 1 is the loneliest number it will ever be? Well, actually, it would be 0. 0 technically is a number. Even though it's not found on the clock. It is found on the clock, with not by itself, but it is found on the clock. But technically, it is a number. Because football players have it. They have 0 on the back of their jerseys. Probably think like, how in the world do you stay focused? Like my mind just jumping a lot of places. It does. I'm literally just sitting there singing that song, and it's thought about this number 0. It's a number 0. Like, kind of, there's no patent. No, there's no patent rights on the fire hydrant. Like, they don't even know who started. They know people who actually advanced it, but who actually started? And same thing like the back scratcher. That's another one. That's another inventor idea that you really can't find the original person who actually came up with the idea for the back scratcher. What I think is fascinating is the fellow who made the pet rock. That has got to be the genius of all genius. I don't care at the end of the day. This guy went into a backyard and got a rock and put googly eyes on it and stuck it in a box like a Happy Meal that looked like a cage, and called it Pet Rock, and made millions of dollars off of it. You gotta think about it right there. It's a double-edged sword. Were you dumb enough for buying it? Was he dumb enough for thinking about it? Either way, it paid off. It paid off. And imagine, I couldn't imagine the people who must have told him at the end of the day, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life. But he's a millionaire. So you got to think about it. Were people dumb enough for buying it, or was he dumb enough for thinking about it? Either way, it paid off. But imagine it, going to the bank and saying, hey, look, I want to borrow some money because I'm going to sell pet rocks. I'm pretty sure they looked at him like, are you drunk? And he's a millionaire. And people bought those things like crazy. It was a rock. You literally could have went in the yard and picked up a rock and put googly eyes on it, but because it was his pet rock, that's why they bought it. See, that's the one thing I gotta understand and talk to the naysayers about real quick. It's a good lesson behind that one. You want to make my product. You want to be me at the end of the day, right? And you figure you cut corners, don't do any testing, and you do some dumb demonstration at the end of the day. I've seen dozens of these, dozens and dozens of these demonstrations, not from them, but from other people too. And you think at the end of the day that you basically can do the same thing we're doing over here. But if you notice, it doesn't sell. And you was supposed to have the Apex Gamer like what, last year? And did you make any money off of it? No, at all, period. And other stuff we developed. But this is what it gets down to. You can copy me all you want. At the end of the day, they're still going to buy only from me. Because I'm the original, that's why. They're going to buy from the original. That's where it's going. That's why you can never sell my products. You can never make my products, number one, because it's a blessing not meant for you. It's meant for me. But so you understand that they're going to buy from the original. That's who they're going to buy from. Same thing like the pet rock. Same scenario. I mean, this is an easy one too. You just literally could have went out in your backyard and put googly eyes on a rock and put it in some kind of cardboard box that looked like a cage. And pet rock, there you go. But for some reason, his pet rock was made by him. It had his signature on it, and that's what everybody wanted. So regardless if you had a ton of pet rocks in your backyard, didn't make a difference. The fact that his signature was on that box, and that was him, that's the reason why they bought it. Because they wanted a legit, real pet rock from the person who made it himself. Understand how that works in business? There you go. That's the craziest thing I ever heard. Inventions at the end of the day. Same thing like the Slinky. Slinky was just long spring. That's all it was. A long, flexible spring. And people purchased them like crazy. Look at the Frisbee. It's the easiest design you could ever think of. They made millions of dollars off of it. Yo. Yeah, a spool with a string on the other end of it. I know, I bought dozens of them. Yeah, it's simple. The coat hanger. Can you imagine it? Coat hanger is a billion-dollar industry. Coat hanger. Piece of metal, twisted around with a hook on the end to hang up your clothes. People make millions off that. Toilet paper. Can you imagine the person who went in and basically pitched the idea for toilet paper? I've got this idea, okay? It's paper that you wipe in your derriere, on your butt. That's what it is. And you're like, wait, let me get this straight. You want us to invest in money in toilet paper, like regular paper you wipe with, that's it, and you throw it away and discard it? Like, yeah, that's what you do. And toilet paper is a billion-dollar industry. Look at the simple inventions. People became rich, millionaires off of it. It's kind of like, to invent stuff now is not much more complicated. Back then it wasn't complicated because those things didn't exist to make our world what it is now. Like simple and basic things, you know what I mean? That now people invented that was unheard of, like the Wright brothers and the airplane. And there's airplanes everywhere. There's all over the place. You can find an airplane here, there. Now when you develop an airplane, it has to be something way beyond what we have now. It has to be futurist, because it has to be, because we've already seen it and been there already. But in an era where people didn't see airplanes, that's a different story. So the invention stage of making airplanes and helicopters and making planes that land in the water, all that was big at that particular time. Now you got to outdo the original. Yep. I find that interesting. That's what I love about inventors. Look at that. Isn't that crazy right there? That is crazy. I'm going to get used to it. Let's get this done because we got to get out of here. We got to get out. Yesterday, man, day I had to be out. Oh, my goodness, man. Talk about being stressed, man. I think it came from that machine behind me, trying to figure out exactly how to get the Dell board to accept the, and this morning when I came in, we had a hardware argument issue. So the motherboard apparently tried to reject the hardware that's in, because Dell the way their stuff is set up, it gets probably connects to the BIOS or whatever. But anyway, a little indicator popped up and say fan malfunction because the fan's not there. Um, it was a fan malfunction. It was something else that popped up. Switch. Yeah, the switch. We changed the switches on it. That's another one that popped up. Error code that popped up. And what was the other one? I can't remember the other one. I don't think it was. I know it couldn't have been RAM. Could have been the RAM. It was something else that popped up. It was a motherboard fighting it, basically saying that, hey, these are not my parts. At the end of the day, I need you to put them back in, or I'm not going to work. Yeah, we fixed that problem. We just went into BIOS and basically fixed that little problem. Override that sucker. That's what you think. That's what you think. BIOS. BIOS prompt command. BIOS. I'm over here basically acting up and I got work to do. Cardboard projection screens. Been there, done that. Doing one right now. Gotta build another one today. Okay, we're in the 1-1 category, so it should be coming up in here. Oh, here it is right there. Yes, I knew we had them in here somewhere. Open up. Open up, come with me, and you'll see. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I admit Willy Wonka was a little bit insane. You know that, right? You know that whole boat ride? Now, mind you, if you watch the new version of it with Johnny Depp, that was different. If you've seen the original one, yeah, Wonka was a little insane. Yeah, I mean, he was a little insane. That whole boat ride was trippy as I don't know what. He was freaking other people out. You know, all kinds of crazy stuff going on in there. And then all of a sudden you came out of that nightmare into that beautiful setup. Question, like, how do they keep the air clean in there? Because you got hair and everything else, I mean, floating around and stuff. And the one girl who fell into the chocolate lake or whatever thing was in the chocolate. It was a chocolate lake. Yeah, chocolate lake she fell into. That's crazy, man. But still, I can't watch Willy Wonka unless I have a bag full of candy on me. And I play Candyland. I love Candyland. And my friends just all get together, go get some board games and play. I remember board games was the thing. I love Monopoly. Oh my goodness, do I love Monopoly. I love crushing people in Monopoly. Oh my goodness, especially when you get that certain area. What was it? It's a boardwalk? Yeah, it's boardwalk. And then, oh, it's really bad in that section over there. You hit one of them, you were done. And you're sitting there watching people sell their houses and stuff like that, and basically pinch the little money they got. Like, you want a loan? I can help you out with a loan. Yeah, I knew we weren't going to have enough room. We never have enough room. That's what I'm talking about. See? All right, we got a showroom anyway for this thing. Let's go over to this showroom and set up over there too. Because we never have enough room in there. That's why we have a showroom. That's why we put one in. Because we got tons of pictures to take. And we can't put them in there. And the showrooms are linked to the shopping carts. So let's go pop over. We got the pictures in there. That's all set up. Clickety click. Clickety click. That's all done. And then we go over here and grab this right here. I never get used to that. Can you imagine me start advertising these things out here? Yeah. Am I looking forward to the mass orders? No. No. I like the whole slow thing. I like that much better. But apparently we're going to have to either way. We don't have a choice. Got to hire other people. I need to get it to a point where I can hire other people to run it so I don't have to do anything at all. Very nice right there. How looking at fire. Visual effects screensaver. Okay, let me see. We have to go to the showcase and put those in, put the rest of the pictures in. So, bum, 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 bum. Let's get cracking, Jackson. Go over here to the menu right here. Boy, 14 years ago, I had told myself that I was going to be going through all this craziness to do all this kind of work at the end of the day. I mean, heck, would I have still done it? Oh, yeah, heck yeah. Heck yeah. I've always liked a challenge. I like it when people at the end of the day tell me that I can't do something. And I like it at the end of the day when people challenge to try to take me out. Yeah, I like that at the end of the day. Bring it. You try to bring my company down at the end of the day, oh, I would definitely crush your stuff easily. That's why I said bring it. This ain't the first time. The funny thing about these individuals, they think this is my first time. No, I've been challenging companies, forum sites, you name it. Now, I'm not the type of person to back down. He really should have did his research first before he came across my path to realize what kind of person I was at the end of the day. Really made a big mistake. He made an extremely big mistake coming into my YouTube channel. That's going to cost him more than it's going to cost him more than he needs for it to cost him. But either way, at the end of the day, you got the wrong person. Then you realize you get your little posse together and y'all going to gang up on me at the end of the day. Please give me a break. You got to be kidding me. 5 of y'all against 1 of me, and y'all still can't take me. When I get done with y'all, finally, at the end of this year, and probably roughly of the next year, you won't even be heard of on YouTube anymore. I'll make sure your channels get wiped. Everything will be removed. Anything and everything will be gone. That's it. You'll be sued, and most of you will be sitting in jail. And me, I'll still be developing technology. And you're not the first people I sued, and you won't be the last. It comes with the business. That's what it comes with. Everybody sat there and said, Daddy, watch. It's 5 of them trying to take me on. It takes 5 of y'all? Really? That many? 5 of y'all for just me. 1 person. That's it. That shows you at the end of the day how threatening are my products. I don't sit there and back down. I came to y'all websites, didn't I? I came to buy. I gave you money, didn't I? Yeah, gave you money. What did you do with it? You gave it back to me. Whose fault is that? That's your fault. I gave you the opportunity. I could have sat there and just ignored you at the end of the day and said, well, whatever, that's what they are, blah. And left it at that. I'm still making money at the end of the day. Orders are still coming to my account. Nothing's changing. But I gave you the benefit. I gave you the benefit by coming to your website and giving you the chance to back your product up. And you gave me back my money. And then all you do now is just cry about it. So what am I supposed to do about that? I'm not here to hold your hand. This is business at the end of the day. Either you back it up or you just go walk somewhere else and no, whatever. Don't care. That's what I can understand. You got to back it up. You should have never gave me back my money. You should have processed the order, let it push through, and that'll be it. I think what it is the fact that, when you can fool other people and you can lie to them and tell them certain things, you can get away with it for a little bit. But then you're going to bump into the real deal sooner or later. And they're really going to test your stuff out because they test their stuff out. So I don't get that. How can you basically be the same as me if you can't handle our test? And I'm the one that's supposed to be at the end of the day is supposed to disappear. And I'm the one, as you say, on your channel, and I'm supposed to be outed and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And yet I'm the one that's developing new technology just about every day. We just made the quasar and we got this technology. We got invisible technology over here we're working on. Well, this is what you do. When we get to court, you prove to the judge that I'm a fake. Because you're going to have to. If not, it's going to cost you a lot of money. As I said before. And because it's my company at the end of the day, it's fraud against my business. And defamation, all that stuff. That's other stuff on the side. We're talking basically my company for committing fraud against my business that's licensed. So, you're going to receive fraud charges for that. Those copyrights are a doozy. So I'm just letting them know. Mind you, willfully. It's a very powerful word when it comes to copyright infringements. Now, always remember that, people. Willfully. Extremely dangerous word in court. because that means you willfully went in and did the damage to those copyrights, knowing what you were doing. It's like premeditated murder, because you already knew what you were doing from the door. You get more time for that. Same scenario. Willfully. Pretty sure he looked this up. What happens if you lose the copyrights in federal court? Everybody looks these things up. I was just curious to see what would happen to him. What happens if you lose a copyright infringement case in federal court? It's pretty bad. If he loses this case, one thing he's going to have to prove to win this. He has to prove that I gave him permission to use the copyrights. That's what he has to do. When I filed for these copyrights, the first thing I asked the copyright office, whatever I asked in the government office, is that, will this protect my company's name? Will it protect my artwork and everything? And they said, yes, it will. Consequences, if anyone touches these copyrights without your written permission, without your permission, any permission at all from us, will lead to massive lawsuits and imprisonment. If they touch it, and the guy was explaining to you, they touch it multiple times, which is under willfully, means they're going to be charged per offense. Mr. Fernando hit my account 63 times, the cube. The other one, roughly around 20 something. So yes, he's going to jail. It's a very serious charge. Can't do that. But I think he lives in a world where he believes that he can touch whatever he wants and do whatever he wants. And I don't know where he got that theory from. I never had an attorney contact me, by the way, people. No one called me. Of course no one's going to call me. Who's going to call me? None of their attorneys contacted me. Because, again, they already know. They had this conversation with him. Pretty sure he contacted somebody and said, hey, look, there's a guy on YouTube. He has copyrights. And the guy's going to ask, is this copyright legit? Which means that in order for me to even file a charge against you, to have a process server come to your front door, I got to show them first that my copyrights are legit. I can't go in and say, hey, I mailed something in the mail and it came to me. I got to show a registration from the government showing that these copyrights are real before they can even start the process of a claim. So with that being said, because the process server came to your door, which means not only do we have enough evidence to come after you, but the copyrights are real that you tampered with. And then we can show the courts that not only did we send him a cease and desist letter to tell him to back down because this was going to happen to him, and he continued on, but we had a process server come to his front door, and he still continued to touch the copyrights after that, including making a mockery of the courts. You're going to jail. So what happens if you lose a case? If you lose a copyright infringement case in federal court, you said you may have to face the following consequences. Civil penalties, which means we could sue you for a lot of money. Penalties up to $150,000 per work. Easily. It's easy. $150,000. Each time you touch my item, that's $150,000 you owe Mr. Bird. Criminal penalties. Yeah, infringement with willfully. Remember I told you the word willfully means you intentionally did this, knowing that you were tampering. And Mr. Fernando, we have you writing on our own copyrights, making statements that it's your copyrights. You can do whatever you want to do. Oh, this old thing, writing scammer across my company's name, stuff like that. So, yeah. Yes, sirree. Per infringement. Could face civil penalties of $150. Criminal charges right here. Penalties including up to 5 years in prison, and it goes higher than that. That's per work. 5 years per work, which means you can get 5 years for the 63 times you touch my copyrights without my permission. We can also get a court order to remove everything, which means we can remove everything like your web page, your social media site, everything, all of it gone. You're going to pay for court costs, my attorneys, your attorneys, you're going to pay for everything. And so they tell me that's to stop infringement in the future, anything that comes up, oh man, I tell you something. Well, I don't even know how it's going to work because he's going to be in jail. And you're going to be ordered to pay me at the end of the day. which means the minute this judgment goes through, I'll be going up, and I'll be filing for execution of judgment, which means right there on the door, we're going to have a debt collector come meet you. I told you I'm not joking around with you. Don't touch my copyrights. No, you don't. And I can't wait. I can't wait for Mr. Fernando to have this nice conversation with the judge and try to explain to he or she with the court, the person in the courts, sorry about that, how they have the right to touch my copyrights without my permission. I can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to hear it. I can tell you right now, the only thing an attorney can do for you right now, the only thing you can do is try to soften the blow as much as possible. That's all you do. But you are going to go to jail. You're definitely going to jail. I'm explaining to this judge. I've had this conversation with him. We've repeatedly told you not to touch these copyrights multiple times, and you wanted to do what you wanted to do. Even had conversations with you. We have recordings. We're going to your website where you basically use my copyrights, showed them off over and over and over again, and just carried on, taunted us with their own copyrights. Oh, Mr. Fernando, you are going to jail and you will pay me millions of dollars. And when I get done, I'm going to sue Wix for allowing them, and it's funny because we're working with right now, for allowing these copyright infringements to go on and going against their own guidelines. Now, like I said, with Wix, at the end of the day, this ain't going to make it to court. And the reason why is because they're going to give us hush money. It's going to go under the table, I guarantee you. Yep. And will we take the offer? Yeah, I'll take it. No, I don't care. At the end of the day, I want free service for life. Because I do like the website. I do like the stuff that they have. I just don't like how they handle the whole entire situation where it's touching our copyrights. They already showed Wix all the evidence coming off of his website, which I'm a Wix user also, showing the copyrights being posted on a Wix website also too, and showing basically him tampering with our product and showing that everything is actually legit and all our documents over. And they still didn't do anything about it. So guess what? They're going to face $1 million lawsuit. Millions. Sorry, I'm about to put an S on that one. Yep. Can't do that. And he had nerve to send me some dumb message about, oh, I'm going to sue you for copyrights. What copyrights? You don't even have a copyright. What copyright do you actually have? At the end of the day, what do you have? Nothing. You don't have any copyrights at all, period. You're just talking nonsense out of your mouth. I'll show you at the end of the day. I'll send another process server to your front door. Show you how I'll send you another one. We sent you the first one. We'll send you another one. This one's much different. This one I'm sending over. He has plenty of time, and he is going to reach out to that landlord because we need to have a conversation with him. I need to know what the heck was going on. Did you even know this was going on? Did you know he was committing copyright and violations and infringements in your building at the end of the day? And that's a crime at the end of the day, buddy. You got to go. They got to give you an eviction. You got to go. And on top of that, like I said, it gets worse because, as I said before, the LLC nightmare, yeah. Yes, sirree. That's going to be a nightmare for him. Well, how do you know it's involved? We're first going to say, how do you know? Because this LLC is sitting on your building right now. Show him that document. He sees that delinquent file because he's going to call them up and try to see if they can remove it. And we can't remove it because there's a file missing. He's missing a file. Then he's going to get an attorney. He's going to put pressure on him to say, look, I need you to get this off my building. Yeah, because it's going to be in the courts. That address is literally going to pop up in the courts. It's going to be on court record, court file. Everything's going to pop up. So, yeah, he's got a nightmare coming. This is what happens at the end of the day when you serve the devil. This is the kind of stuff you get yourself into when you serve the devil. He knew our stuff was copyrighted. We sent them over the copyrights multiple times, telling them, look, this stuff is registered, don't touch it. And he kept messing with it. Devil told him, go ahead and mess with it, go ahead. He can't do anything about it. You know, he's not going to get an attorney. He's not going to take it to court. Nothing's going to happen about it. You're going to get away with this and get away. That's what the devil told him. And he went out and did it. Now look at him. He's going to go to jail for this. And he's going to get sued for a lot of money he doesn't have. Sent him out a cease and desist letter because I was trying to basically be nice at the end of the day because that's a lot of jail time to get at the end of the day. And again, devil told him again, I don't worry about that. He can't do anything about it. You know, it's a joke at the end of the day, blah, 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 blah. All right, keep on going. Yeah. The devil told him to go in and lie on his documents. Oh no, just put in. No one's gonna find out about it. You know what I mean? No, it's just your secret between me and you. No one's gonna figure it out. Just get your LLC so you can rub it in his face that you got an LLC too. Yeah, devil told him to do all that stuff, and now the devil's sitting back and laughing like the other demons. Like, look what I got this dumb to do at the end of the day. I got him to commit perjury, copyright infringement. He is going to jail. Yeah, devil played you. That's what he did. And I'm pretty sure he had common sense that kicked in there and said, hey, don't do that. Leave it alone. Just go about your business, man. Just leave it be, okay? And he didn't listen to that voice at all. So yeah, he got himself in a situation. There's no one else to blame but himself. Let me go over here and get this done. So, Mr. Fernando, you keep contacting me. Every time you contact me, it goes into log, which means this is going to be for the courts. When I go into court, I'm going to show a log of every time you contacted me. So this is going to get you even in more trouble. All you're doing is just digging a bigger hole for yourself. That's what you're doing. So when I tell you, and you have to understand this, I'm not saying this in a way to threaten you. You are going to jail. You touch my copyrights. That's my work at the end of the day. I paid for that. I designed that at the end of the day. It's mine. I didn't give you the right to touch my copyrights. And because you did it so many times, because when we go to court, you're not going home. You're going straight to jail. I want the judge to fully understand that not only did you use my copyrights without my permission, but you took my copyrights and you defaced them. You had them on your website and you defaced them. So, enjoy the lawsuit, because we're nowhere near $1 million. We're way over that. Way over that, $250,000 at 63. Good gracious, I couldn't even think about it. That's crazy at the end of the day. So, I have to pay that money up. And then people sit there and cry in court and say, well, this, that, and the other. And the first thing they just say, hey, look, you're an adult at the end of the day. You know the difference between right and wrong. If you knew if you're going to hit one of these copyrights and you couldn't afford to pay, then you should have basically respond back to the cease and desist order. The judge is going to ask us, did you send him a notification? Like, yes, we did send him a notification. We sent him a cease and desist order. This is a letter right here. We sent it to him. Did he listen? Did he contact you? No, he never contacted me. He never contacted the law firm. And even after we sent him this, he continued to go back in and still touch our copyrights. All right. Now, mind you, that's just a copyright. Still going to get you for defamation for using my face without my permission, slander for basically making false comments about my company, making black paint and all that stuff. You can get hit with a lot of stuff. Post office fraud charges popping up on top of that. They carry $1 million prison sentence. So $1 million lawsuit, 20 years in jail and $1 million for the penalty for basically for mail fraud. And speaking of the other ones, you did send some bad stuff to the mail, didn't you? Yeah. Well, I don't even want to talk about it, but you're looking at a long time in jail. Now, I've seen the waterworks. I've sued people before in court for dumb stuff. And here come the waterworks. Here come the crocodile tears. Feel sorry for me. You know what I mean? Then they start mentioning they got mental problems and all this stuff. And how they were abused. All this stuff comes up in court. It just melt when they're in court. Next, they don't want to go to jail. What it comes down to, at the end of the day, you have a decision to make. You can walk into a bank and you can rob a bank and you can end up getting killed in the process or be hunted for the rest of your life. Or you can just go in and deposit your money and walk out like a good citizen and not do that. You have options. They had options, and then we even gave them more options, and they didn't take it. So I'm pretty sure this is what first people do when they're being sued for copyrights. What they'll do is they'll go in and they'll type in, what will happen if I lose this case? And as he read through this, I'm pretty sure he realized it's pretty bad. Pretty sure he went and talked to an attorney too. I'm pretty sure he went and talked to family members and say, hey, look, I touched this guy's copyrights. And the first thing they ask you, are the copyrights legit? Are they real? Yeah, they're real. They're legit copyrights. So what's the worst that can happen? He said, how many times did you touch the copyrights? Multiple times. He said, well, hate to say this, but you're going to jail and you're going to pay him a lot of money. You touch one of these things and you're done. You did 63 times. Whew, my goodness, man. And here's the thing. Don't apologize. Don't contact me apologizing at all, period. I gave you plenty of time. If I give you that time at the end of the day, I advise you take it. If you don't take it, then that's it. You can't apologize to me. You can't ask for a plea deal, none of that. We don't want any of that. We want maximum. That's what we want. Because we gave you the opportunity. I don't understand. I don't think Mr. Fernando understands the situation of sitting in a courtroom with your legs shaking at 100 miles an hour and your heart racing like it's about to burst through your chest, and you can't even swallow because there's just so much cotton mouth going on. To go through that ordeal of not even knowing what is going to happen to your life to be in that situation. Oh, I know that. I've been through it. I've done it already. I did it already when I got in trouble. He's going to go through that process. And the worst thing he's ever been through in his entire life. But some people need that. They need that reality. They have to have that reality because they can't help themselves. They just keep doing dumb stuff and dumb stuff and dumb stuff, and they just continue on to do dumb stuff. They can't help themselves. So you're going to have to go through that process. Now, that's the time to stop acting like you're big, tough, and bad on YouTube because, you know, the devil been telling you to do all these things, and when he gets in that situation, now he wants to hear God. He'll be praying. You're definitely going to pray. Everybody does. Because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. And the judge asks me, well, Mr. Burr, how come you didn't file these suits a long time ago? Well, I've got in trouble when I was younger, and I did some time. And I ain't afraid to tell the judge that. I did some time, and I didn't want to see him go through the same thing I went through. And that's the truth, Mr. Fernando. I did not want to see you go through the prison system like I had to go through. I gave you the opportunity. Mind you slandered my copyrights multiple times before I sent you out the cease and desist letter. You were slandering my company, telling people that my product's black paint, and I'm ripping people off, doing fake demonstrations against my products, bringing in other people to do fake demonstrations against our products. You made a whole campaign of this. So now, we're getting ready for this whole court thing. Mercy's gone. I make the statement. You're never going to get out of prison. You got so much stuff on you, it's not even funny. There's no way anybody can navigate through that nightmare. At least mine was cut and dry. But that is a nightmare right there. You just put yourself into. And then the crazy thing about it is, when he goes through this ordeal he's going to go through, he's going to bring some people with him. Now, I guarantee you, he's that type. He's not going to do that. You think he's going to do that closed mouth? I mean, the rest of them are going to be prosecuted. We got evidence on them. But you think he's not going to make it worse for them? Oh, yes, he is. He's definitely going to make it worse for them. Especially when they hit him and they start dissing himself. You see somebody get hit, a bunch of cops hit their house, you think you're going to be still friends with them? No, you're not. You're going to follow yourself as far away from me as you possibly can. You're going to see that. You're going to see them basically block them from their YouTube channels and not communicate or talk to them, make a bunch of excuses and stuff. Just stay far away from them as much as possible because they're already in trouble already. That's the ringleader right there. And he's going to see that, and that's going to tick him off. They're all going to turn on each other. Oh, well, all that just to basically come in and end up trying to take something that belonged to me at the end of the day. See how that turned on you? How the devil did you guys at the end of the day? He's going to take the biggest hit of it all. He's going to turn around and turn on his own friends. And he's going to start stabbing them in the back because he feels like they should get the same thing he's getting because they did the same thing too. That's human behavior. Can't say you're not going to do it. It's called human behavior. That's what it is. They got to. If you're going to go down, they're going down with you. And they're at the end of the day are going to try to probably gang up and say, "Hey, it's his fault at the end of the day. He's the one that told me the lie to begin with. I didn't even know this guy." That's what's going to happen. The blame game's going to trigger off, and you guys are going to be going at each other's throats. Play the devil's game. That's what you did. Devil got you to go out and attack a Christian. Nothing happened to me. God was protecting me. My company's still running. I still got new technology popping out. We're not being affected in any way whatsoever. But you literally gave me enough evidence to prosecute you in court. And now you guys are going to turn on each other and start stabbing each other in the back, left and right. Imagine what would happen if those fellows got all the time and Jamie got maybe a year. What do you think would happen after that? Yeah, they would be upset. He's the one who started the whole entire thing. How come he got less time than us? Yeah. People turn on each other. So you guys ganging up on me, you're going to gang up on each other. See what the devil did to you? Yep. You played the game. That's what you did. You played the game. And I'm just going to sit back. I'm laughing about it. It's a sad situation. They allowed the devil to twist them up that way. I'm just going to sit back and just basically do what I need to do. That's what I need to do. Put it in God's hands. God will handle the whole thing. All right. Let me see. Cabin, whoop, bum, 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 bum. Ooh, look at that. Pretty cool. Let me see. We need to go to the site. We need to grab this right here. Change that images right there. Grab what we got from here. Also, to remember, Mr. Fernando, I got you on several accounts of cyber stalking. My family members are also involved. You stalked their houses too, didn't you? Didn't you post their addresses? Guess what? They're filing criminal charges against you. So you got several agencies, including my family members, file against you for basically posting addresses directly to your company's website, doxing addresses. So you got charges by them too. You ain't getting out. You're not getting out of jail. No, you're going to jail. We're not getting out. Worst feeling in the world, I'm going to tell you right now, what that worst feeling in the world, it's getting up in the morning and everything you do is going to be your last. It's going to be your last. That's the worst in the world. Did that one already. Get up in the morning, same routine you do every single day. But what's different about this day is you got to be in a courtroom. And that will be right there. Everything you did that day will be your last day. Last day having a bowl of cereal. I remember my last day. That night that I got up. I remember that night, at least when I got home and I had to go to court that day. I remember everything I ate that night. I remember when I got up in the morning, the bowl of cereal I had, everything I had. Played with my dogs for a little bit because I wasn't going to see them for a while. Went and seen a couple of my friends and seen, I might not be coming home. I might be there for a while. I remember going through that whole ordeal. Walking into that courtroom and hearing the judge scream and yell at me because of what I did. And then I never forget when that bailiff came behind me, put them handcuffs on me and carted me off. I had to walk past my family. And that was it. And then another 8 years and 9 months, I got let free. But you remember that last day, that last day where you had the last day of freedom. And it's funny how you sit there in that holding cell and you think about exactly what you did to get there. But you had freedom. You had everything. Even though it felt like you had nothing, you had everything. And you messed it up. And now you're here. And you still can't process it yet. You can't process that. When I look out a window, I see people that are free, but I'm not free. I'm here. Everybody walking by, even the bailiff, even the officers are walking by, they're going home. I'm here. That's what goes through your mind when you're trying to process it. Yep, it's a bad thing to be in. That's why when I sit there and that judge asks me why it takes so long, because I went through that already. Tried not to make sure this person had to go through the whole thing. Maybe if I send him a cease and desist letter, maybe he'll back down and stay off my copyrights. Didn't work. So now that's why we're here. Bam. Let me see. Man, I gotta write the description for these in. I can't do that right now. I got too much to do. I'll do that when I come back, and just want to make sure we got these loaded up in right now. Okay, and we got to do some retro gaming on here. We got the retro gamers all loaded up on there, so we're good on that. Come on. Where's the which one come back? We're definitely going to have to expand the screen just a little bit more because it is too, let's put it in 16:9. Let me see. There we go. From there. And let me see. Oh, more mouse. Well, I'm telling you, man. And people say, oh, it's Friday the 13th. It's bad. I don't believe in bad luck. As a matter of fact, 13 is my favorite number. It's one of my lucky numbers. 13 is my lucky number. 13 and 7 is my two lucky numbers right there. I don't believe in Friday the 13th. I got up, came in here, PC shut down. Stopped working at all. People might think, oh, it's Friday the 13th. No, it's just a hardware issue. Unplugged the original hardware out of this motherboard and put in new hardware. Of course, it's going to reject it. We had to go in and basically understand that this is a new change and BIOS and the way of putting it without explaining the program part. This is going to work. It'll work your system. You're just basically having a panic attack. Just calm down. And now it's working with no problem because we had to go in and change some stuff in there. That's all. This is giving me an alert like, hey, look, you fired up this computer and I'm not reading our original hardware in here. That's all it's just doing. That's all. Just had to calm it down. Then I come into my Steam account and Steam is telling me at the end of the day, like, we need your password. Like, really? And I got to dig through all this paperwork to find my password. You know, idea. You think going into a PlayStation console system and recovering passwords? Wait till you try it on PC on Steam. Oh, it's crazy. You have to go through it. I've done it multiple times, but yeah, it can be done. But I'm like, man, I don't feel like going through this right now. I'm thinking I just bought all these games on here, and now Steam's going to ask me about who I am. And I had this account for like almost 2 years. So basically, I prayed on it, turned off the PC. PC popped back on. Everything came in, popped in the BIOS, fixed that mess, and then basically the account popped on just like that. But no problem. See, God's good. Put it in God's hands. Don't believe no Friday the 13th nonsense. That's just nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. You know, I want to see what's going on in the store. I said store. What you got going on in the store? Show me what's going on in the store. In the store. The store. Oh, this is a DLC for this game. I had this game. Oh, we got Streets of Rage. We definitely got to get some Streets of Rage in there. Rawr. Oh, I have that game. Yeah, I gotta check out my wish list too. I got a bunch of games in my wish list that I gotta go through first before we start buying up in here. I'm getting all the old Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm getting all those. The ones they have for Saturn, all the old dips. I'm getting all of them. Dragon Ball Z. Bad night. Well, that's gonna be hyped. Well, we're gonna grab this later on. Yeah, we definitely have to grab that. Definitely. All right, let me see. Got the pictures all loaded on. Let me go publish all this. This will be available on the 16th. Everything's locked in for the 16th. This will automatically, because now they got it set up. We can actually put in the time and date and it automatically unlock the shopping carts at that time. That's basically about it. I can't believe somebody messed their life up on some paint. You know how dumb that sounds at the end of the day? Paint. wrecked and ruined their lives over paint. Gee whiz Louise. No, it's crazy because there are parts of me in this whole entire ordeal that basically want to let this go and give these people another chance. But the Lord told me I can't. Because I did try. I did try. I did give you the opportunity. I did try. And if I gave you the opportunity, you would take it as a sign of weakness. You would not only attack my company, but you'll probably go on YouTube and say, oh, he can't prosecute me, this, that, and the other. So we'll show you what we do to Jamie. And when we get done with Jamie, the rest of them, yeah, you're going to pee your pants. I'm dead serious. We're going to hit him with everything we got. And we got a lot. We have a lot in the arsenal to hit him with. So when we get done with him, yeah, we're coming for you next. We did give you the opportunity. You know, I don't want to see anybody go through the prison system. What I had to go through is not a pretty sight to go through. It really isn't. And I did give you opportunities. You know, even when I came down here, if they had never contacted me at all, period, I would have let it go. But you just kept coming after me. So, you know, you gave me no choice. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, look, we got the option to be able to. This is what I don't understand about Mr. Fernando. You had a process server come to your front door. That wasn't no joke at the end of the day. That was the real deal. You read the paperwork. You know what's in that paperwork. Our attorney contacted you, told you basically to stop doing dumb nonsense. It was a real attorney. Pretty sure. Did you call him? No, you didn't call him, did you? Of course you didn't. So you took all that as a joke. So now you already told me from the door when you contacted me and I was in the garage telling me, hey, I traced where you're at. You let me know from the door that we got to come get you. And the only way you're going to learn is you're just going to have to go through some brutal craziness, man. You're going to pay me a ton of money now because, again, you touch my copyrights, defamation, everything else we can hit you with. And you're going to go to jail. And copyrights is a very serious charge. So, yeah, we gave you the opportunity. We did. So I'm going to follow through. The Lord told me to follow through. Don't back down on this. Follow through. The only reason why, Mr. Fernando, and what you don't understand is that if you see me not following through on something, it's because I'm trying to take a different turn. I'm trying to basically spare you the nightmare of going through the prison system and going in and out of court, going through that nightmare, because it's a process that's going to take a serious toll on your health. So I tried to spare you that, but you didn't listen. And even right now, you're probably on your YouTube channel ranting about how I can't do jack to you. And that's the reason why all the more we're going to hit you with everything we got. All right, I gave you that warning, and I did. You're going to need the Lord, my friend. You're going to need him. Because the devil ain't going to be to help you in this situation at all, period. He got you into it. He's definitely going to try to help you. So you're going to need the Lord in this situation. Till then, I'm going to get ready to get my technology ready to go. And I got some places I want to go to and check out. I'm still looking at a greenhouse. Yeah, I'm dead serious about that. I'm hunting down a greenhouse for rent. I want to put the ad tech in there. That's the best demonstration I would ever be to do. A greenhouse, a projection screen in a greenhouse. You know what I'm saying? That would be at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh my goodness. That'll get me so much publicity. That's not even funny. The FLE technology is so strong that can actually absorb sunlight even in a greenhouse. Oh, that would be insane. Man. Definitely got to do that. Yeah, it's hard to rent a greenhouse because they're going to go on. You could buy a greenhouse. You can build a greenhouse. But yeah. Words upon words. If we can't get the greenhouse, we have to rent some land out and then have a greenhouse on the land. Because you can buy a portable greenhouse that you know put together. It's all through PVC pipe and how they hook the whole thing up. So you can do it that way. Either way, I'm getting that greenhouse demonstration done. I got to. Who would pass that up? Who would pass that up? That would be insane at the end of the day. Wish I had access to a desert. That'd be nice too. I would love to take that technology out there in the middle of the desert and push an image to it. You know how sick that would be at the end of the day? Oh my goodness, man. That would be insane. That would be like another ultimate demonstration. To just see a screen popping up in the middle of the desert with a projector behind it. Man, I got some crazy ideas, but you know, the Lord allowed it to come to life. He always does. All right, people, I gotta go. As always, when we do these updates, we talk about a little bit of everything here and there, you know. And yeah, I do share my emotions. I put my emotions out there. at the end of the day because I think it's right. I worked hard to build my company. I basically put a lot into it to get it where it needs to be at. And I took the time to sit there and go through those copyrights, read through all those documents. You know, I went through a lot, you know what I mean, to get my company protected. And then these boneheads come along and feel they're going to do whatever they want to do at the end of the day. I got a right to protect my company at all costs. And I did give them the opportunity. You can't say at the end of the day, say, oh, he's not a real Christian at the end of the day. Because if I wasn't, gentlemen, you would have been sued a long time ago. I would have got you guys a long time ago. But I did try to give you the benefit of the doubt and try to let you, you know, ease off me and just stop doing dumb stuff. You're not hurting my company at the end of the day. When I tell you to ease off me, you're not hurting me in any way. You're not disrupting anything that I do. Not a thing. Ease off me means at the end of the day that I'm collecting so much information on you that when I take you to court, it's done. Your life is over. And I literally had that much information on you. I got stuff on you don't even know that I have on you. So you figure it out when we get to court. Oh, you eating the snacky crunchies over there? Are you eating the snacky crunchies? Are you eating the snacky crunchies? Like, really? Seriously? Do I say you eating snacky crunchies when you're eating? You might be eating snacky crunchies. I don't even know. Tell you the truth, honestly. All right, we got things to do today. A lot to do. I'm gonna cuss a couple orders to take to the post office in a few minutes. I'm gonna get that done too. On top of that, so that to finish. Too on top of that. Yep. Should have just took the letter, man. Really should have just took the letter. Mr. Fernando, you should have took the cease and desist letter when we sent it. You should have took it. It's going to be bad, man. I'm not saying this to be smiling in your face or whatever about it. I feel sorry for you, man. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. Shame you got to be in that situation, man. It really is. You know, if you did things differently and you approached me in a different way when you came in my room, heck, we could have been friends. But you decided to treat me like trash from here on in because you couldn't get what you wanted. Now you're going to lose your freedom and you're going to lose everything you have for it. Hope it was worth it, 100%. I hope it was worth it. And if you keep having that thought at the end of the day, that's the reason why we had the processor bang on your door like that. Because, again, you just got in your head that you're untouchable. And you still just don't learn. Anybody else would have learned by now. If I had a process server hitting my door for doing some dumb... First of all, if I'd have got the cease and desist letter and I was touching someone's copyrights at the end of the day, I'm removing them. I'm done. That's the end of it. You don't learn at the end of the day. I don't know what is wrong with your process in there, but you just don't learn. Just kept touching them, kept touching them. Okie doke. So, did give you that opportunity. Now, Lord already told me what has to be done. When we get to that courtroom, we are to show you no mercy at all. I will be requesting from the judge for maximum. I want $250,000 per offense. That's the highest we can get from you. And I want all of it. And when I get done, you're not leaving that courtroom. You're not going home. You're going to get locked up for touching my copyrights. Because there's just too many of them. And I think he's thinking it's just one. One and that's it. At the end of the day. No, it's not one, man. You willfully. You hit that number. Look at this. These are my copyrights right here. This guy was going in and touching, defacing my face, defacing my product on your company. We got multiples of these, man. Messages sent to us. All this is going before a judge. This is my copyrights right here from my Black series. Mind you, you're going to pay for that too. You got two different cases, and these cases are heavy cases. Took my copyrights and wrote scammer on them. Put down don't get. There's my legit copyrights. Now, what do you think is going to happen to you when you walk into that courtroom? You think you're going to go home? You're not going to go home. I don't know whether you were dealing with people in your past that maybe they didn't do anything at all. Maybe they let you get away with it. Because usually, as old as you are, You haven't learned anything in life's lessons about not doing stuff like that to get yourself in trouble? You're a grown man. So apparently people might have been just letting you get away with it. Well, Mr. Fernando, you got the wrong person at the end of the day. I'm not going to let you get away with it. You show up in that courtroom. You don't pop up, there'll be a warrant for your arrest. You don't show up. This is a criminal case involved. This is a criminal case. Not only is it going to be a lawsuit, but it's a criminal case. So if you don't show up, then that means, bottom line is, you just get a warrant for your arrest. And it's going to be uncomfortable because, again, they'll go anywhere and everywhere to figure out where you're at. Someone's going to get tired at the end of the day and give up your information. And then when they do catch you, any chance of bail or anything else, that's going on off the table. All right, I got to go, people. I got things to do. And it's sad that we had to go out and do this. This man's life is now going to be over. And even though he gets on YouTube and he sits up there and he puts on this show as if nothing's going to happen to him, there's no evidence. I told you from the door, you go get yourself a lawyer and have him contact me. 800 numbers right on my website. And you have that lawyer contact me, and I want to hear that at lawyer's mouth saying that we can't sue you for copyright infringements and we can't throw you in jail for it. You tell that attorney exactly what you did to my company. You told him that you touched my copyrights, that you basically went on your website and you slandered and defiled my company's name. And you ask him if you're not going to get sued for it. And I guarantee he'll tell you, you're going to get sued and go to jail. So I'll see you in court soon. All right, gotta go, people.